All right, so we'll get started, everybody. If you just want to grab a cushion to sit comfortably on your mat, we're going to get started. So just come to a nice, easy, cross-legged position. And if sitting like this is uncomfortable for your knees or your hips, the other option is just to sit with your legs out in front, or you could sit with your legs to the side if that's more comfortable, kind of making this kind of zigzag shape with your legs. So just really making sure you're comfortable. We're just going to sit here for a few moments, just to center ourselves and to kind of gather ourselves to the here and now. To help with that, today I'd like you to put your hands into a special mudra, and you're going to place the right hand on top of the left and kind of cup them together, and then gently bring your thumbs to touch. So hopefully you can see. Maybe I'll come a little closer. You're going to lay your hands together and then bring the thumbs gently to touch like this. This is called a dhyana mudra or dhyani, and basically we're thinking of the energy in our body. So we're thinking of the flow, and I'd like you to think of the Greek saying panta re, and that basically means everything is in a state of flux. So even as you sit still and quietly, maybe you'd like to even just gently close your eyes. Just kind of feel the thumbs touching and kind of visualize a flow of energy moving with the breath through your body. So as you gently inhale and exhale, just try to visualize that flow of energy, and your body, even though it's sitting still, there's still something just quietly, gently flowing around inside your body. And this is just a little metaphor today to kind of set the scene that everything we do, everything in life is constantly changing. We're in a state of flux, even if we don't maybe realize it. So today, throughout the class, we're going to try to just kind of cultivate that sense of flow with everything we do. Just feel the thumbs gently touching. And take a couple of more nice deep breaths in and out, through the nose and or the mouth. Using the breath to help guide you to the here and now. One more big inhale. And as you exhale, gently look down towards the ground. Open the eyes softly and just take the hands down to the side of the body. Good. We're going to inhale, reach the right arm up overhead and take a nice big side stretch. Keeping the hips on the cushion, and you can look up to the right or just forward. Just feel a nice gentle opening for the side of the body. Good. Slowly bring the right hand down and lift the left arm up and over. Repeating the same on the other side now. Keeping the hips on the cushion. Big inhale. Exhale. Feel that nice side opening. Good. Come all the way down. And then we're going to take the right hand across to the left knee. Gently move the left hand behind you and take a gentle twist to the left. Looking over your left shoulder. Big inhale. And as you exhale, spin the hands round and switch the left hand to the top of the right knee. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, twist. Right hand behind the hip. Good. Inhale. And exhale, come back to the center. Good. Just slowly drop the chin to the chest. Taking a nice gentle stretch for the back of the neck. Inhale, come up. Take the head back. Lift the chin up here, just gently, so you feel a gentle stretch through the kind of connective tissues around the neck. Good. Bring the chin all the way back to center. Inhale. Exhale, slowly take the right ear towards the right shoulder, so you feel a gentle stretch in the left side of the neck. Come back up to center. Inhale. Exhale, slowly take the left ear towards the left shoulder now, just so you feel that gentle stretch again. Good. Come back up to center. Let's do some shoulder rolls. So you're going to lift the shoulders up towards your ears and then stretch them down behind you. That's it. And you can make these circles big or small, whatever feels good. And then change the direction. So you're going to lift the shoulders up and kind of hug them forwards. You might even need to kind of Bring the arms into this a little bit more. That's it. Good. Just starting to warm up those shoulders. Good. So bring the hands down now, and we're going to move into our tabletop position. So you're going to move the cushion to one side and just make your way into this position. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, the top of the feet are flat on the floor. I'm going to do a few rounds of cat-cow just to warm up the spine. So inhale to prepare, and then exhale round the back like a cat. Dropping the head between the arms, and then inhale, come through in the opposite direction, gently looking forward. Exhale, stretching the back as you make that big C shape, and then inhale, flex the spine towards the ground and gently look forward. Good, couple more times. Exhale into cat. Then inhale into cow. Big exhale, moving with the breath into cat stretch. And come all the way through cow. Good, and then just come back to a flat back. Now I'll just demo quickly, we're going to do that kind of flowing, I want you to think of this as a very fluid movement. You're going to come into cat, sink back towards the heels, and then sweep the chin up along the floor and come into cow. And you're kind of making this a circular motion as you move. So let's try that. You're going to start in tabletop, inhale to prepare, and then exhale, stretch into cat, sink the tailbone towards the heels, and then begin to sweep the chin along the floor as you come up into cow. Exhale, cat. You're going to come all the way back, so you're going to hold the breath a little bit there, and you exhale and come through into cow. Let's do that a few more times. You're going to move at your own pace with the breath, sweeping. You're kind of adding a little extra movement into that. Coming down, sweep up, exhale, cat, sink back, and then sweep along the floor as you move up into cow pose, and then exhale, cat. Yeah, let's do one more of those. Really getting as much room and as much movement into the move as you go into the spine. Good, and then come all the way up, back into tabletop. Good. Now I'd like you to just kind of move from left to right in tabletop. So you're going to kind of sway from left to right, moving the hips. If that feels too much pressure on the knees, just kind of keep the movements small. You can even do some circles here. That can add a nice stretching for the wrists. Kind of going around. If you want to, you can even come down onto the forearms and just kind of play around here, moving from left to right. You might get more into the shoulders, kind of get more into the hips. You might even add a little twist, look up to the left, and then look up to the right. Just kind of feel out any tight spots in the hips and the shoulders here. And you can even make the diagonal, take the shoulders to the right, hips to the left, and then switch back and forth. That's it. Good. And then slowly make your way back up to tabletop. Give the feet a little shake out now, so come up onto your toes and just do windscreen wipers with the heels. Good, and then we're going to make our way to our first downward dog. So take it nice and slowly, stretching the hands out along the mat, stretch the fingers nice and wide, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back, keeping a little bend in the knees. Maybe walk the feet back about a foot. Keep the toes pointing forward and then just slowly bend the right knee and sink the left heel gently towards the ground and then switch. So we're pedaling out the feet here, just working out any tightness in the lower leg. This is a great stretch for the calves, for the hamstrings and the legs. Keep those hips high and away from the hands. So really think about taking your hips backwards so that you're really going to get that extension for the spine. Good job. Breathe nice and deeply. And then slowly begin to walk the feet towards the hands. And again, you can kind of move around here. You can kind of swing the arms, swing the legs, come slowly up to the top of the mat. And then bring the feet to about hip width apart. Bend the knees and begin to roll up to standing really slowly. So the head is going to be the last thing that comes up when you reach standing. Come all the way up nice and slowly. Good. Take a big inhale here and sweep the arms up overhead. Big inhale, and as you exhale, sweep the hands down, bend the knees if you like to, and bring the hands all the way back down towards the toes. Good. So we're going to repeat that. So you're going to roll up to standing really slowly, come all the way up, feel the spine uncurling. Head is the last thing to come up. When you reach standing, sweep the arms up overhead, big inhale, and then exhale, fold from the hips, come down into a forward bend. Good. Now again, you can put a little bend in the knees, hamstrings feel a bit tight here. And we're going to come into ragdoll. So you're going to take hold of each elbow with a hand. Maybe take the feet a little wider apart. So just kind of turn the toes, heel toes to take the feet a bit wider. Just makes it a bit more comfortable. And hang here. So we're going to really let the head drop down towards the ground. Really feel the weight of the upper body dropping down towards the feet. And you can swing gently from left to right here. Good. And you can come to center. You can even nod the head a little. And then take the chin from left to right. Just kind of sway a little bit more. Good. And then release the hands. Turn the heels in, toes in, just so the feet are a little closer together. Bend the knees and begin to roll up again, really, really, really slowly. Good. And then roll the way up. Good. When you reach the top, have a little shake out and come to the middle of your yoga mat or your space. That's it. So now we're going to go through a moon salutation. Hopefully you'll be able to see. We're going to lift the arms up overhead like this. I'll lift the mat back a little bit. I'm going to take hold of the right wrist. Inhale, exhale, take a gentle side bend again. So we're not going too far into this, it's just a nice side bend. We want to avoid collapsing. We want to keep lifting the center of the heart, center of the chest, up and then over to the side. So you're getting this nice deep side stretch through the right rib cage, under the right arm. You can look up or forward. Big inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Good. Then we're going to come down, bring the hands to the hips and step the feet wide. And then we're going to come into what is called goddess pose. So we're going to turn the toes out and take the knees out over the toes. We're going to do a gentle squat into this position, making sure the knees track over the toes and keep the weight back in the hips and the heels. So good. Now this is going to be very different for everybody. We don't want to go too deep into it, but hopefully you're feeling a little bit of opening and some activation in the legs. Then we're going to take the arms into play. So stretch the arms out to the side and imagine you're pressing a wall away with the hands. So keep this heart center lifted again. Press that wall away. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Inhale deeply. Exhale, good. One more big inhale. Exhale, good. Slowly bring the hands down and bend, bring the legs to straight. Good. You meet the GI. Then we're going to turn the left toes towards the short end of the mat and turn this right foot in to about 45 degrees. So we're going to set up for our triangle pose. Key thing with triangle is to really activate the legs. So press the feet into the floor and feel the quads working. So just a gentle squeeze of the quads. Keep the shoulders over the hips. Lift the arms so they're parallel with the floor. Big inhale. And as you exhale, imagine someone's pulling this left arm out. So you're kind of sliding along. That's it. Then we're going to pivot over, taking the left hand down to wherever it reaches. Stretch the right arm up towards the ceiling and avoid sticking your butt out. So try and think of yourself as sliding between down a tight corridor. Inhale, exhale, see if you can slide the hands a little further and reach the crown of the head towards the side of the room. Good. One big inhale. Exhale, pivot back over. Good. Bring the hands down. And we're going to slide this right foot in a little and turn the hips now towards that short end of the mat. So we're going to set up for pyramid pose. Again, keep the legs strong. Inhale, Now we're going to exhale and fold over the front leg. So keeping the core active here, keep the spine nice and long and straight. Really press those feet into the floor. Hopefully you're feeling a bit of a stretch through the hamstring. Again, try and keep the hips straight back. Sometimes that left hip might want to swing to the side, so try and keep those hips in a nice straight line. One more inhale here, and then exhale. And now actually you can relax and curve the back, making it a bit more relaxing. Bring your hands down onto the leg and just drop the head. Obviously, we're still getting that nice deep stretch in the hamstring. Breathe. Good. And then slowly bend the left leg, come down. You're going to come down to the ground and into a low lunge. So the top of the back right foot's gently on the floor. Keep this left knee over the left ankle and slowly come up to the lunge. Good. Check in with the pelvis here. Keep it in a nice neutral position. And then inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Nice stretch here. Inhale, exhale, slowly come all the way down. Good. And you're going to tuck the back right toes under, lift up, and we're going to pivot to face the front. And you're going to kind of pivot the toes to face forward and come into a side lunge. Good. So you're sitting down over that left hip. And sit back into the left hip. And then slowly come all the way to center. So we're going to find ourselves in a nice wide-legged forward bend. And you can hang here for a second, folding the head towards the ground. Press the feet into the floor. Good. One more inhale. Lift up, exhale, and then slowly come down to the side lunge on the right, over on the right. So keep the weight back through the heel. Nice big stretch here for the inner left thigh. Good. And then inhale. And as you exhale, begin to pivot round now to come into the low lunge on the other side. Placing the top of the left foot on the ground, you're in this nice low lunge. Good. Come up to your thigh, making sure the knee is over the ankle, and just check in with your pelvis again. Good. Nice tall straight spine. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Breathe here, a couple of nice deep breaths. Inhaling, exhaling fully. Good. And then slowly bring the hands all the way down. We're going to tuck those left toes under and lift up and kind of slide this the right foot back and step the left foot in. And we're going to come up to that pyramid pose. So we'll come all the way up. Step the feet, they're about a stride's length apart. So now the hips are facing the other end of your mat. Nice square hips. Inhale, exhale, firm up the legs, press the feet into the floor, and begin to fold over the right leg now. So just come as far as you can until you feel a stretch in the hamstring. Make sure the right hip doesn't swing out to the side, and take a nice deep inhale here. Exhale fully. One more inhale, and as you exhale, relax the back now and come into the kind of more passive form of this stretch. So we're still getting a stretch into the hamstring, but we're allowing the face, the shoulders, and the head to relax. Good. Press the feet into the floor. One more inhale. And as you exhale, use the core to help you lift all the way up. Good. Now step the feet a little wider apart, not too much, but keep those right toes pointing forward and the left back foot at about 45 degrees. Firm up the legs, but now turn the shoulders to face forward over the hips. Really squeeze the quad, press those feet into the floor. Good. Inhale, lift the arms up so they're parallel with the floor, and then imagine someone's pulling this right arm out. So exhale, good, inhale, and as you exhale again, tilt over the triangle on the second side. So again, stretch this left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, slide the right hand a little further down the leg, trying not to stick your bum out. So really try to keep the right hip underneath you, peel the left hip back, peel the left shoulder back, just a fraction, and you'll get much more of an opening around the hip. Good. Press those feet into the floor, one more inhale, and as you exhale, lift up and come back to triangle. Good. Bring the hands down. Let's turn the right toes to face forward, and we'll set up for a goddess again. So you're going to kind of wiggle the hips, wiggle the knees, take the toes out, and come back into this wide standing squat position. Now this might be enough for you already, but if you can, bring the hands into play and press an imaginary wall away. It's kind of like, you know, in Batman and Robin will be stuck somewhere and they're trying to push the wall away. So you're lifting the heart, push those walls away, really press the feet into the floor. Good, so again, this nice active hip opener. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Nice big inhale, exhale, and slowly bring the hands down. Then we're going to bend the right knee, or straighten the right knee and the left knee, and then turn the toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in. And come back to standing with the feet about hip width apart. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, and now take hold of the left arm and take a real big side stretch. So you're going to stretch this left arm up and over, just guiding it with the right hand. Avoid collapsing, try to keep the heart lifted, gently peeling back that left shoulder so you get this nice opening through the left side. Good. One more inhale. As you exhale, come back to standing. Sweep the hands all the way down behind you, interlace the fingers, press the feet into the floor as you lift the chest and stretch the hands down behind you. Breathe nice and deeply here. You can lift the chin or just look forward. Good, now release the hands and have a little shake out. Let's come all the way down to the ground now. So coming down to the floor, just slowly making your way to the mat, bringing the knees over your chest. You can rest the head and shoulders on the ground and just gently massage your back onto the ground by just kind of rocking from side to side. Hands are on the knees. And you can do some circles with the knees. You can even do butterfly circles, taking the knees nice and wide and bringing them back together, changing direction. That's it, good. Nice job, okay. Bringing the hands down and the feet onto the floor. We're going to cross the right leg over the left. And we're just going to be able to stretch out the hips, and this is good for the IT band a little bit too. So sit up and reach for the shins, the legs or the feet, and then come all the way down to the ground. And what we want to try and do is think of the knees as drawing into the chest, just until you feel a nice stretch around that right outer hip. You can also wiggle the feet a little bit. You can also take the knees away and towards you, or you can just make it that nice static hold, breathing as you go. Good. And then slowly release. Let's uncross the right leg and just switch sides. So cross the left leg over now. Sit up and take hold of the feet, the shins or the ankles, noting that you may feel a difference between the left and the right hip in a stretch like this. So again, draw the knees in towards you to deepen the stretch. You can also wiggle the feet, move the feet around. Good, breathe nice and deeply. And then slowly release the feet, uncross the legs, and just hug the knees into the chest one more time. That's it. And then placing the feet on the floor, we're going to stretch the arms out along the ground and slowly drop the knees over to the right. Now you can lift the knees up towards you, that makes it a slightly different stretch, or you can even stagger the feet. But we want to try and keep the left shoulder on the ground and look out over the left arm. If we breathe nice and deeply, we can feel the stretch, so breathe into it. Good, one more inhale, and as you exhale, use the core to lift the legs up and then over to the other side. So again, keeping the knees fairly close. You can stagger the legs if you like to, or keep them stacked, and lift them a little higher as you look over to the right. Relax the shoulders, relax the face, and just feel this nice twist. And as you breathe, you may feel the twist more into the right rib cage and into the right side. Good. A couple more breaths here. Good. And then as you exhale, use the core to help lift the legs back to center. Hug the knees into the chest one more time. Maybe do some more butterfly poses, circles. That's it. And then slowly bring the feet down to the floor. We'll just get ready for a relaxation. So today, if you'd like to, you can drop the knees to the side, keeping the feet together. So you're coming into this butterfly pose on the ground or cobbler pose. Relax the shoulders. You might like to wiggle them a little bit from left to right, and you can place the hands onto the heart and the tummy, or you can just let them rest on the ground beside you. So this is a nice way to be able to focus on your breathing at the same time as relaxing the shoulders and getting a little bit more opening for the hips. If that doesn't feel too comfortable, you can just stretch the legs out along the ground and come into a more traditional pose for Shavasana. Wherever you'd like to stay, just softly close your eyes now for a moment. And just focus on that feeling of flow through the body connected to the breath. So following the breath, feel the inhale and the exhale. Inhale and exhale. Allowing the back to relax against the ground, feeling fully supported here for a few moments. Allowing the brow to soften, the cheeks, the jaw, and even allow the tongue to fall into the floor of the mouth. If the mind starts to wander, just simply come back to the breath, following the inhale and the exhale. Nice and gently, we're not forcing anything, just nice flowing breath. Just feel the body softening, letting go of tension that you've been holding, especially in the shoulders. Just try and see if you can take one more inhale, and as you exhale, see if you can just really let the shoulders go. Good. And for the last time, let's take our awareness to our hips and do exactly the same. As you inhale, breathe nice and deeply. And as you exhale, just let the hips feel heavy and sink towards the ground. Let's take one big inhale now. Really breathing, feeling the belly rise as you breathe in. And as you exhale, stretch out the arms behind you and the toes on the ground, and really kind of take one of those big stretches to the right and the left as if you were waking up in the morning. And then bend the knees in and begin to roll over onto your side really slowly. And then pressing the hands into the floor, come all the way up to sitting. And just come back to sitting in that nice, easy, cross-legged position. And just for the end of today's class, let's bring our hands into a prayer position at our heart center. Being grateful for this time that we have to practice together. Let's bow, offering each other the blessing. Namaste.